What if I told you that the most powerful tool for reclaiming your vitality, your drive, and your essence isn't found in a prescription bottle or a fancy clinic? What if it's been sitting on your kitchen shelf, silent and overlooked for generations? Today, we pull back the curtain on a secret so potent, yet so neglected, that it could rewrite the story of modern masculinity. We're diving into the alchemy of a common oil and a forgotten spice, a combination that ignites your body's innate fire like nothing else. Let's begin by confronting a truth that medicine has measured but culture has largely ignored. We are in the midst of a silent, precipitous, and unprecedented hormonal decline. This isn't about natural aging. This is about an accelerated erosion of biological foundation. Study after study, including seminal research published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism, reveals a shocking trend. Average testosterone levels in men have been falling by approximately 1% per year for the past several decades. Let that sink in. That means a 40-year-old man today is statistically likely to have significantly lower testosterone than a 40-year-old man in his grandfather's generation. This isn't a gentle slope. It's a generational cliff, and the consequences are not mere inconveniences. They are the quiet, daily theft of vitality, purpose, and fundamental health. We are diagnosing the symptoms: fatigue, weight gain, brain fog, diminished drive, depression, and a loss of lean muscle as isolated issues or simple byproducts of stress, while willfully ignoring the common crumbling pillar beneath them all. What is driving this freefall? It is a perfect storm of modern assaults, a triad of interference that our biology was never designed to withstand. First, our food system has become a weapon of mass hormonal destruction. We've swapped the nutrient-dense, healthy, fat-rich diets of our ancestors for a landscape of ultra-processed carbohydrates, inflammatory seed oils, and sugar-laden concoctions. These foods spike insulin and promote visceral fat, which is not inert storage but an active endocrine organ pumping out aromatase, the very enzyme that converts precious testosterone into estrogen. We are literally eating ourselves into hormonal imbalance. Second, we are swimming in a sea of invisible toxicants. Plastics, pesticides, and pollutants are not just external hazards. They are xenoestrogens, chemical mimics of estrogen that bind to our hormonal receptor sites, flooding the body with false, disruptive signals that tell our systems to down-regulate natural testosterone production. From the water bottle in your hand to the residue on non-organic produce, these compounds are a constant, low-grade hormonal sabotage. But the assault doesn't end there. The third pillar is perhaps the most pervasive, our chronic, unrelenting state of fight or flight. The modern burden of psychological stress, financial pressure, digital overload, and sleep deprivation keeps our cortisol levels perpetually elevated. Cortisol and testosterone are made from the same precursor hormone, pregnenolone. Under chronic stress, the body makes a survival choice. It shunts this raw material toward producing more and more cortisol, literally stealing the building blocks of testosterone in what is known as the pregnenolone steal. Furthermore, high cortisol directly suppresses Leydig cell function in the testes, the very factories of testosterone. We are biologically prioritizing survival over vitality, and our hormonal profile reflects that desperate calculus. Yet, here is the cultural tragedy. We have normalized this decline. We call it middle age. We joke about dad bods, and we medicate the downstream symptoms with antidepressants, sleep aids, and stimulants. There is a quiet resignation, a collective sigh that accepts dwindling energy, expanding waistlines, and fading passion as the inevitable cost of living in the modern world. This resignation is the greatest barrier to change. By failing to connect these diffuse symptoms to their common hormonal root, we surrender to a diminished state of being. We must reframe this narrative. This 1% annual decline is not a natural fate. It is a biomarker of our disconnect from the foundational elements of health. It is a direct feedback loop showing us how our environment, our food, and our lifestyles are fundamentally at odds with our evolutionary design. Recognizing this is not an exercise in fear, but the first and most crucial step toward reclamation. The understanding that if we have systematically broken this balance, we can systematically, and through nature's own powerful tools, rebuild it. So, let us return from the science to the profound simplicity before us. We began by confronting a silent, statistical reality, a generational decline in vitality masked as normal aging. We named the thieves a toxic food system, a poisoned environment, and a life steeped in chronic stress. This is the crisis, but in naming it, we seize the power to end it. We refuse the narrative of resignation. For the solution does not lie in a distant, synthetic future, but in the rediscovery of a profound, ancient synergy. The golden elixir of olive oil, providing the very building blocks of your hormonal foundation, meets the catalytic intelligence of fenugreek, a spice that directs that building material, guards it, and optimizes its use. This is not a mere supplement. This is culinary alchemy. This partnership teaches us a deeper lesson about the body itself. We are not static machines doomed to break down, but dynamic, responsive ecosystems. The plummeting line on the testosterone chart is not your destiny. It is your body's response to a world it was never designed for. By introducing this potent natural signal, we communicate a new directive. We tell our biochemistry, rebuild, fortify, thrive. We move from a state of passive decline to active participation. The ritual of blending oil and spice becomes more than a health protocol. It is a daily declaration, a tangible act of reclaiming agency over your own biological destiny. Therefore, the impact of this knowledge transcends a single hormone level. What we are truly discussing is the reclamation of essence. It is about restoring the energy that fuels your pursuits, the clarity that guides your decisions, the resilience that weathers your challenges, and the drive that connects you to your purpose. This is about rewiring the very foundation of your lived experience. When you correct a fundamental biological deficiency, you do not just change a number on a lab report, you change the quality of your days, the depth of your engagements, and the force of your presence in your own life. You shift from surviving your days to commanding them. Thus, the path forward is etched not in complexity, but in purposeful, consistent action. I urge you to walk out of here and see your kitchen with new eyes. Let your cupboard become your first line of defense. Let that bottle of extra virgin olive oil and that jar of fenugreek seeds be your personal monuments to self-preservation. Start the protocol tomorrow. Embrace the simplicity. Your body has been waiting for this signal, this combination, this return to a logic it inherently understands. This is the conversation we must stop avoiding and start amplifying, a conversation not of loss but of rediscovery. The tools are in your hands, the power is on your shelf. It is time to stir the ancient potion, and in doing so, stir the dormant vitality within yourself. Begin tonight. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this insight into olive oil and fenugreek valuable, the greatest thanks you can give is to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Your support helps spread this important natural health information. Until next time, take command of your health. Goodbye.